Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a little Q&A with you all. Over on Instagram I get quite a few questions about Beulah specifically. She's kind of popular over there, reels and such. But I wanted to answer questions, just things that I get asked pretty regularly. If I have time, I'm going to answer a few other questions that I got asked over on Instagram that may have to do with homesteading, maybe some not to do with homesteading, just questions that you guys have asked, having to do with whatever. If you're new, my name is Tiffany. I have a blog over at growingdot.com, and this is my YouTube channel where I share about our life on our homestead. I share about faith, I share about family, I share about gardening, and I share about our mini Jersey cow that we are currently raising on our little homestead. Don't mind my dying green stalk in the background. This is, I could probably pluck those seeds now. That's some cilantro. And I'll probably have a cat jump up in my lap here in a minute. So it's a little more distracting out here, but the light is better, and I don't know, just thought it'd be nice to sit somewhere different for a change. Can you see that? So that reel went viral a few weeks ago, and I got a lot of questions about Beulah. So I figured I would answer those here because I figured those of you that watch me on YouTube and are interested in her might want to know as well. Let's get into it. Here's a question on Beulah from the Instagram reel. Is the 1 acre enough for her and baby? Do you supplement with hay? So if you guys have been following at all, then you probably know that our property here is only 1 acre. And yes, we are raising a mini Jersey cow on 1 acre. So it can be done. And yes, the 1 acre will be enough for her and baby, as long as the baby is a baby. The calf is going to be born in the winter. So Beulah is going to be mainly on hay at that point anyway. And we don't plan on keeping the baby. So yeah, it's going to be fine until we decide to sell the calf. As far as grass goes, since that's probably more of what you're wondering, Beulah gets plenty of grass. The 1 acre that we live on is definitely enough for her through the summer. We rotate her, and she always has plenty. She's never not had enough grass. Grass grows like crazy here in the summer. And we actually have a really good mixture of different kinds of pasture. So that's really good too. Oh, do you supplement with hay? I think I already answered that. Yes, we supplement with hay in the winter. So she does get some hay sometimes in her stall. This summer she has. But yeah, we don't need to supplement her with hay in the summer, but we do in the winter. That's mainly what she gets because the grass doesn't grow, obviously. How much milk do you get in a day? So we aren't milking her yet. If you're new, she is currently pregnant. She is a heifer, so this is her first freshening. She's never made milk before. So right now we're not getting any milk, but once she calves, we're hoping to get 1.5 to 2 gallons a day. That's a rough estimate that we're expecting based on what I've read. So how much did you pay for her? So we got a really good deal on her because she is a line bred cow, and that's undesirable to some people, but for us it wasn't an issue because we knew that our main objective was just to get a Jersey cow and get milk. Because she was line bred, that's one reason we were able to get a better deal on her. I think we paid, oh my gosh, I can't even remember now. I'll have to go back and check, but I believe we paid about $1,200 for her. Could have been a little bit less than that. I definitely don't think it was more than that, which is great. Mini Jerseys, even heifers, she was 15 months when we bought her, so she had just gotten to breeding age. If you were to buy a mini Jersey that age now, you would probably be paying like $2,000 because they're in very high demand. Is she a nice mama? I know some cows can get so mean with their babies around. This is my biggest worry since I have little kids. Also, how old is she? So again, she's not a mama yet, or at least the baby's not here yet. I will say that being pregnant, it has changed her temperament a little, but not a ton. She's just a little bit more lazy and stubborn, which is to be expected. But yes, I have heard that sometimes temperaments change once they have a baby. So that's definitely something that we are going to be watching out for, something that we are aware of. But I expect that she will do really well. She's already been letting us touch her udder with no problem at all. She's halter broke, so she lets us lead her around. She loves us. She's very friendly with us. So I don't expect there to be too much of a change. But of course, you never know. So we will just have to see. And yeah, how old is she? Now she is about 2.5 years old. Is Beulah good with the kids? I noticed she's fenced in. Is there an issue with her roaming more freely? So I think a common misconception is because we have a mini cow, she is like a tame pet, but she's not. She's still a farm animal. So yes, she has to be in a fence. If we just let her roam, I mean, she would just be going down the street. Who knows where she would end up? She's just going to be following her nose, leading her to whatever pasture grass seems greenest at the time. So yes, even mini cows need to be kept in a fence. But yes, she is really good with the kids. The next question is, how much do they eat daily? Also, do they need to be bred to have milk? How much do they eat? She eats grass, so I can't give you a specific amount, but our property, we basically split it off into like quarters. So I would say that she's on like 2/10 of an acre or so at a time, maybe a little more sometimes. But during the summer, we rotate her fence probably every 4 or 5 days, and that is plenty of grass for her. She does get about a cup or so of non-GMO grain in her stall at night as well, but other than that, she's solely on grass. Oh my goodness, I just realized that don't mind me guys, I'm just sweaty and disgusting, but that's life. As far as hay goes, I believe that through the winter she was going through probably about a bale every 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I mean, she eats a pretty good amount, and I expect her to go through even more now that she's pregnant. Yeah, we will be planning for her to go through a bale probably every 2 days now that she's pregnant. She does eat less than a standard Jersey because she's smaller. Do they need to be bred to have milk? Yes. Yeah, they do. And I understand why that's a misconception. I mean, I think a lot of people think of cows and they just think milk, and so they think the milk is just like an automatic thing and it just happens. But just like other mammals, mini Jersey cows have to be bred to make milk. Any cow does. Just asking as a beef producer, isn't a mini just a stunted cow? No, they're not stunted. Mini Jerseys are actually a result of selective breeding, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's very natural. Over time, Jerseys, and actually originally the mid-sized Jersey was like the standard size. If you're looking at the heritage breed, the mid-size was like normal. And over time, the Jersey breed has been bred to be bigger. It's also been bred to be smaller. So there are different sizes of Jerseys now. But yeah, just because they're mini doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. They've just been bred to be that way. How does the cost of feed compare to that of goats? We have never personally raised goats, so take this for what it's worth. But we do have friends that have had goats, and we've observed goats. So I would say that it's probably about the same as far as a mini cow versus a small herd of goats, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 goats, because you still have to give goats hay in the winter usually. And again, you know, we're not really buying feed for her during the summer because she's just eating grass. And goats the same. They don't eat grass, but they forage basically everything else but grass. So yeah, I would guess that a mini Jersey, the cost of feed is probably close to the same as it would be for like a small herd of goats, like 3 to 4 goats. There were a few, you know, vegan comments saying that we were cruel for taking the baby's milk, although cows were specifically created to produce extra milk. Even if we do separate the calf is going to get plenty. So what is the advantage to having a mini cow over a regular cow? For us, the advantage was she was more well suited to our small homestead. She requires less input as far as feed goes. Mini cows, their offspring, can sell for more money. It's a more rare breed, so they're more valuable. To us, that's the main advantage, and I would think that those are the main advantages for anyone. I think that was pretty much, oh hi. I think that was pretty much the questions that I got on that reel. So I know I got a few more when I asked on Instagram today, so I'm going to go to those questions now. Do mini Jerseys birth calves well since they're smaller? As long as you breed a mini with a mini or a smaller micro mini bull, then that's going to reduce your chance of problems. Obviously, you don't want to breed a mini Jersey heifer or cow with a mid-sized Jersey bull because you're going to be creating a calf that is probably going to be too big for the mama. And yes, there have been probably a higher incidence of problems with minis, but I would be willing to say that's probably just because of breeding size type issues. So, you know, for the most part, they always do fine. And we're aware that there is a possibility that we may have to pull a calf out, but it's had to be done before. It happens. It's just part of it. We're going to be watching her very closely when it comes time for her to calve, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the birth goes as smoothly as possible. How long will she produce milk? Will you all keep her calf? Typically, well, cows will produce milk for like up to 2 years after they calve without being bred back, but we don't plan on waiting that long. Our plan is to keep milking her. Obviously, we're going to milk her, but our plan is to go a little bit longer than a year before she calves again. That's kind of the standard, is to breed a cow back, you know, probably 3 to 4 months after they calve. But for Beulah, we're planning on waiting a little bit longer just because we want her next calving to be in the spring. So we'll probably wait like at least 6 months or so before we breed her back. And it's also healthiest for them to be bred back and to calve again within a year to a year and a half. That's just what's best for the cow. Oh, will we keep her calf? We are not planning to keep it here. But it is possible that she will still live close by. Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to see. Okay, so that's pretty much all the cow questions. On Instagram, I just got a couple other non-cow related questions. One was chicken tips, recommend a place to get them. I'm actually writing, and actually I just finished writing an article on raising backyard chickens that will be going up on my blog in the next week or two. It's also going to be part of a Homestead Anywhere ebook project that I'm participating in that I'm really excited to share with you all when it comes out. As far as tips go, just look into breeds before you buy. Make sure that the breed you are buying is a good fit for your farm or homestead, for your lifestyle, for your goals, because there's lots of different breeds out there that do lots of different things. My battery is dying. Okay. Wow, this is getting long and it's getting kind of dark. Sorry, I need to finish this up. As far as recommended place to get them, we got ours from a store called Rural King. I think that there are more of them throughout the southeast, but usually you can buy chickens from any kind of like farm supply store in season. Usually in the spring to summer months is the easiest time to find them. But you could probably look on Craigslist or something like that too. The only other question that I got has to do with motherhood, which I love answering these questions too. But let's see. It says, what does your quiet time look like with littles? And do you believe there are seasons of motherhood that are harder to have quiet time? And that the Lord blesses other forms of time with Him, like just praying or worship music and reading when you can. So what I'm getting from this is the question, is what I'm doing enough? As far as what I'm doing for the Lord in this busy season. Am I worshiping enough? Am I praying enough? And typically I would say, if you're asking that question, you're doing enough. I think the most important thing to realize is there are seasons. There are ebbs and flows in life, and I believe the Lord absolutely gives us grace for those seasons. He is so kind and good in that way, and know that He sees your heart, and that is the whole point. If your heart is to serve and love Him, you can worship Him by growing a garden. You can pray while you are rocking a baby. You can pray while you are cooking dinner. You can worship while you are giving baths. Those are all acts of worship and prayer if your heart is connected to Him. So yes, I definitely think that He blesses other forms of time with Him. And for me personally, as far as having quiet time with young children, I do try to get up early in the mornings, and most of the time I succeed in doing that, even if it's just 15 minutes, to sit and pray and reflect and read and journal a little bit. So yeah, there is less quiet time with little kids. That's just part of it. And do I look forward to the day that I can have more quiet time with the Lord? Yeah, I do, but I also am cherishing this season, and I know that my calling and my purpose right now is to raise my children up in the Lord, knowing Him, modeling for them what it looks like to live a life reliant on Him, not just fitting Him in to the places where it's convenient, but actually including worship and prayer as a part of our day-to-day. I hope that this answers some of y'all's questions. I am sorry it's getting so dark. It was really fun to do a little Q&A with you guys. I hope we can do it again soon. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about. I'm always open to video suggestions. Try to get a little bit more light on my face. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.